All right, we are here with part 4 of our Talking with Friends, our summer podcast series. Part 4 of 5. We still got one more to go after this, but we're thankful for that you are joining us. Well, one more after this.
One more after this.
One more after this.
Why am I losing it? I thought we had 2 more for some reason.
No, one more after that. I mean, we could do 2 more, but we're scheduled to do 1 more.
Well, I mean,
until the fall.
I'll leave it up to you. I mean, who haven't we talked to yet?
Yeah, we've talked. Well, today we're joined by our men's soccer head coach, Bryan Perez. Before we talked to Aaron Meister, we've talked to Dustin Gallion, our new men's golf coach, and director of golf, Aaron Meister, our men's and women's wrestling head coach. And then our last week, we had Joshua Johnson on, our new competitive cheer coach. So we've got now Bryan Perez here with us today, and then our next podcast we'll have Austin Macbeth, our new men's basketball coach. So the series we're focusing on this summer is introducing our new head coaches to you.
Wow.
And so
why did that seem to fly by way too fast?
It has flown by. The summer has flown by.
It
really has. So Bryan is here now. He don't need probably as much of an introduction as what the other coaches had because he's been here already for a couple years as an assistant coach. But anyway, Bryan, thanks for joining us today and thanks for stopping by.
Well, thank you, Levi and Morgan, for having me.
Yeah. So heading into your first season at the helm as head coach now, we're less than 1 month away from our season opener on August 21st here against Grayson University. How would you kind of assess where the program currently stands right now?
Well, I think we stand pretty strong. I think we have a very good base of returners that have had very good career here in Friends, and also, we brought about 20 newcomers. So those 20 newcomers are from different places of the world: local, Norway, Japan, Brazil, you name it, Australia. So we have very, very diverse team in where I think that will help those new returners, reach our goal.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, you've been the assistant coach here for the past 2 seasons, and you've also been the head coach of FC Wichita here in town. So you're very familiar with the local scene here, the local turf. Has that kind of sort of given you a home field advantage when it comes to recruiting this base and recruiting the top players here in town, being here for 2 years and also having the base at FC Wichita?
Absolutely. I think that was the biggest factor why I wanted to stay here at Friends, because I think that just giving every kid the pathway from not just from FC Wichita, starts at 5-6 years old, to 18 years old, having an opportunity to play college, because only 1 or 2% get to play college sports. So that's huge, and being able to have that within the community and the opportunity. For me, also be hands-on on the youth in the daily. It just helps that pathway.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned top guys coming back and also newcomers. One is Juan Zamora, who he really was an impact player from the first minute he stepped on campus.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he has developed, he's a 2-time All-KCAC selection. He was named the Newcomer of the Year his first year, and now he's an NAI All-American this past season. So just kind of from where he stepped foot on campus, the way he's developed, how big of a senior campaign do you think he's capable of?
Oh, I think he's capable of more. I think that not only he has impacted, the team with his individual, skills and just, his presence, but I think also making the other players better. I got to work with him this summer, and just I saw a little bit difference of just that demeanor and just kind of that work ethic he had this summer. So I'm very, very excited to see him transition that into the this fall and see him develop more.
Yeah, we're talking about how summer is flying by, and it really has, but we're still a little over a week from all the athletes arriving back on campus, so there's still a little sliver of summer left, but it's dwindling. But is there any returners or other new returners? We talked about Juan Zamora, obviously, he stands out. But is there a couple more returners or a couple key newcomers that fans should kind of keep their eyes on for making an impact this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year we had quite a few guys show a very good season overall. I think that our goalkeepers, Chewy and Jasper, really gave us that solid back, confidence, and having Sandoval coming back and his work ethic, and Kai and his skills and just Christian, he was able to get a very good season as well. We have quite a few guys that they were still young. I mean, Kai and Christian and Sandoval, they're all freshmen. So I mean, the quick impact they made to the team, and for them to be a little bit more mature this year will help us a ton.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now we're kind of on to the fun part of our podcast. Now, we're never really 100% serious on our podcast, but I kind of handle the semi-serious part of it, the mostly serious kind of in-depth stuff of the program and, the student athletes and, the competitions and all that. We get that from me. Then Morgan kind of takes over and she asks some fun, lighthearted questions. And she never tells me the questions either. So they're new to both of us. And so whatever, she has, she can just go ahead and fire away.
All right. Okay. So I'm not going to lie, just because I'm genuinely curious. I've never played soccer before, like ever in my entire life, because I don't like to run.
Right.
Right? Okay, so
That's a requirement.
I know, right? So I'm wondering, what is the joy of running up and down the field and getting kicked all the time and stuff? I don't know. I personally don't get it, so I kind of want to know from a soccer player, I guess, in a way. Yeah, like soccer coach. Like, okay, what exactly is the joy in this?
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly don't like running either. If you tell me to just go run, I just wouldn't. There's no joy in it. Yeah. For me, it's just the smaller things that the game gives you. Just making that pass, making the dribble, making a tackle, playing with your teammates, and finding that joy working with each other, and just the reward of scoring a goal or defending a goal. From happening is just huge rewards that you work for, and you just love it. I've loved this since day one. It's kind of hard for me to kind of explain, somebody that just learning the game, but I mean, for me, it's just as soon as you step in the field and I'm doing those things, I think that it brings joy to me, so. And now obviously as a coach, it brings me still that joy, even though I'm not playing and running around, which I love to do. I get to work with student athletes that are eager to learn and eager to do those same things that that I just talked about. So
yeah, that's honestly really awesome. But I mean, I get it, because with volleyball, people always are like, you actually enjoy jumping up and down and falling on the ground basically all the time. I'm like,
right.
Heck yeah. So I get it. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of running.
Yeah.
But I think I just can't get past that. I don't know why. But
it requires running, but it's not like just run to run. Sometimes you run for 10 yards. Sometimes you sprint for 20, and sometimes you're walking, reading the game. So I think it's just, that just difference of running, and that's what I love the game, just because you can be a technical team, or you can be a runner team. I mean, if you're able to do all that and work together as a team, that's where you become successful. But I just, again, is just love the game, just because the rewarding of scoring a goal, which is very, very hard to do, is huge.
That's really awesome. Okay, I think I'll give soccer a chance then. I'll give it a chance, I guess. I don't know.
She's tried race walking. When we had Jason and Henry on earlier, she tried to inquire about race walking. Then we had Aaron on in the summer, and she's tried to wrestle. It's kind of a theme that we have.
Absolutely.
What we're going to try next? What sport should we try next?
I think you should. I think you should definitely try it, and you never know. Maybe you're good at it. Maybe Brent will call you.
I don't know, because I might be that person that's in the backfield, okay, I can chill back here and just watch and walk a little bit. Oh man, now the ball's coming my way. Dang it. Okay, now I actually have to do something. I feel like that would probably be me. But yeah, so super, super awesome. Okay. Okay. I'm also really curious because I'm not sure if we ever got an answer for this one. He might have, but I don't think I ever did, or I ever knew the answer to this one. Okay, so I was actually working y'all's last game. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think you maybe know where I'm going with this, maybe.
Yep.
I'm very, very curious. Okay, 1, do you know what that ref's problem was? And 2, why did y'all get yellow carded after the game was over?
You know what? That was something that I actually was going through the interview process, and it was a tough time for me. I usually don't talk to the refs. I'm really good friends with refs, and just been, just had that just kind of my approach to refs. They're humans. They make mistakes. After the game, I there was a moment in where they didn't call a handball in which they should have called, or a throw-in that should have been a throw-in, and it just happened, and they didn't, and I wanted to answer, right, and I wanted to ask them why didn't they call the handball, or why did they do the throw-in, and they weren't answering me, so obviously I kept going. Yeah. It was a heated game against Newman.
Yeah,
I'll try to stay cool this year against Newman especially. So it was one of those moments that the moment got the best out of me, and I went to the ref and I really demanded an answer, and just got a yellow card for that, for not letting it go, if you will. Yeah. So it was a tough time. I apologize to Rob, the team, coach, then Joe, just because I don't think I should have even just approached the referee, just because it already happened, right? Yeah. He already didn't call it. The play already went by. So yeah, I mean, I with as much as time we put in this, I mean, sometimes the emotions get in the way, and you're wanting to win, and it's so hard to score, like I said, and where we don't, we're not able to, or whatever the game might be, that is a heated game, and sometimes those moments get the best out of us coaches, and again, I think I do really well overall with controlling those emotions, but there's a couple of times that I've the passion just overcomes this, so.
I feel you. I mean, whenever I was coaching just 12-year-olds how to play volleyball, I know there were a few times I got heated with some of our refs, and I'm like, or other coaches got heated with me while I was trying to ref the games, So, I mean, hey, you got to defend your team. You got to defend your players, Like,
that game against Newman was intense.
That was intense.
It was.
I really wanted to win that match.
I really wanted to win that game too. I wanted to win it for the guys. I know the guys have friends over there.
Yeah.
That and just what it meant for the city, for us, everything, and just I think we should have beat them.
Yeah.
But
you look at the record going in, and of course the game we played against Newman was the first time I'd seen Newman play all year, obviously.
Right.
But I think it looked like, just from looking at their record prior to the match and the stats and the numbers that I saw, they upped their game for that match. I mean, they were into that just like we was. I mean, it really meant a lot to them.
Oh, no, yeah.
And because we come in there on a roll. We were playing great soccer.
Yeah, we were in a good momentum. I know some of those players and coaching staff, and yeah, they wanted to win as much as we did. So, I think, again, we're going to see another match like that, hopefully, this fall, and I promise I'll stay my cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that Kellogg rivalry. It's real.
It could be fun though. It could turn into something kind of fun.
We had a trophy in the middle. It was
it was a fun match.
I
wish we'd have won, but it was a fun match. It was back and forth.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then my last question, just because I guess I don't really know the history of soccer either. What do you prefer, football or soccer?
And we had this conversation. I know where this stems from. I know where this question stems from. I don't know what she asked, but I know where it stems from. When we was talking about the Olympics, and they call it, in the Olympics, they're calling it football. And she was talking to me about it, and I don't really have it. I mean,
Hey,
We call it soccer.
Luke started
We
it
call it
too.
Americana, football Americana, and that, which is the NFL, obviously, and then we
Right.
have soccer. So
Just only in America they call it soccer.
Yeah.
Nowhere else in the world they call it, soccer. So is I'm assuming they did it so they doesn't you know just interfere with the name of American football. But for me, obviously, I was born in Costa Rica and raised there until I was 12, and then Miami. I was raised in Miami, Florida, which is another Latin country over there. Basically. So we always called it football. And until I got to the Midwest when I was 18, in Kansas City, I started hearing a little bit more of the soccer term and just calling everything, oh yeah, soccer, soccer. So it took a little bit to get used to, but I mean, it is what it is. Obviously,
Yeah.
I like American football. It's a good sport. So it was just an adjustment for me as well, to call it soccer. But it is also tricky because it's like football. So it's like with your foot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't get into it.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Hey, I agree.
I didn't have a
So-
great answer. It'd have probably been similar to what you said makes total sense.
Right.
But I wouldn't have had a specific answer because
Right.
it just makes more sense to call it football.
Right.
But I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
But I've
I-
grown up that way, so I never questioned it. So
I don't know the history about the American football and how it came about, but yeah, it is one of those things that it makes you wonder.
It does.
It does.
Yeah, and I've
It's a
watched
great
both my
question.
whole life. So it's not, like I said, growing up, it's always been football and soccer. So I've never known to question it. But really, it makes better sense to call it
Even
football.
in
I
England,
don't know.
they call it
They call it football,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it is tricky. In America, we like to do our own way.
We do.
So-
We do. Good or
We're
bad, we
stubborn
like to
like
do
that,
it. Fair or
we're
not.
stubborn
We
like
do.
that.
That is the truth. That's the truth.
Which is
let's
great.
let's start a petition and have a revolution.
Yep, yep.
Calling it football. We're changing the name of American football. That doesn't make sense. Call that pass ball or something. I don't know.
Well, the NFL they wouldn't allow that.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
but-
Nowadays, I like when I hear football, like on an international level, whether it be the Olympics or World Cup or anything like that. Now I'm much more tuned into it. Now, like when I first heard it, though, I was confused. Like, what are they calling this football for? It's not football, it's soccer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I was a kid, it just blew my mind. But now I'm like
Oh,
used
no,
to it. And
It's funny because we have to do, obviously, like I said, I have a lot of guys from different areas, very diverse team, in which they have to register through school and everything, and you have to put the sport. And I mean, it happens more than you would think that they just put football instead of soccer. And
Yeah.
then I get a email from Dion or somebody saying, "Hey, is this your player? Because it's not our player." I'm like, yeah, he put football instead of soccer, and we try to fix it. But yeah, it is one of those things that
yeah.
I wish I had the answer.
It's a riddle, but none of us really know. It's
Yeah.
It's one of those
so if
crazy
you find the
things.
answer, let me know.
You know
Yeah,
what?
we'll be on the
I'm
lookout.
gonna
Yeah.
look this up now. I'm gonna look complete history of all of this stuff now.
Norman Morgan, she'll
We're-
find an answer to it. She'll
I
she'll
normally
find
do.
a
I
specific
try to.
answer to it.
Awesome.
All right, well, Brian, thanks a bunch for joining us. We enjoyed it, and the season coming up soon. August 21st, 4 p.m. Graceland University will be here at Adair Austin Stadium, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, thanks, Brian.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, so the athletic season is coming up soon. We talked about on our last podcast soccer. That's going to be our first home game. Our first home game is going to be August 21st. But we have volleyball that starts actually the day before that on August 20th in the KCAC Fall Fling in Hutchinson, Kansas. So we've got several things coming. And volleyball is actually home August 25th. We said on Friday there's the home events
Rocking
seem to
and
be
rolling.
happening a lot earlier this year
Yeah.
than what they have. It's about as early of home games as what I can remember. And then we just kind of have them all scattered around through the fall. So we got that coming up. And for me, this is the last week of summer. Like, I've always been this way ever since I've been in sports and really ever since I've been in school, to be honest.
Yeah.
So really my whole life, basically.
Yeah, I feel that.
August 1st is when summer's over.
Yep.
That's when either school starts or the sports start. Now
Yeah,
for
like
me.
Saturday on August 1st, straight up, especially like from high school on, that's when your summer is over.
Yep.
As an
Yeah.
athlete.
That's where my
Or it's
mindset
just
changes.
like, yep.
Yeah, it changes.
I feel that 100%.
It changes. I mean, I know we'll still have roughly 3 weeks, 3 office weeks for sure before our
Yeah.
first event. But on August 1st, my mindset is now geared toward the season. Right
Yeah.
now, for the rest of this week, it's still somewhat something that I am getting stuff ready and that, the conference needs. We got football media day coming up on August the 5th. So I'm working on our digital media guide and stuff like that. But it's still kind of a summer mindset to where it's a little laid back, a little relaxed.
You're not feeling the pressure just quite yet.
But August 1st, I will feel it. And it's my birthday of all days. So
I know,
on my
right?
birthday, summer is over. It's like the way it is. It's like, okay, it's time to get busy and time for the school year to start. So
Yeah, pretty much.
I try to enjoy
Pretty
that
much.
day as much as what I can. But my mind is still, for sure, after that.
I will
all that.
never forget the year that I transferred high schools was the year of all times. The very first day of school was my birthday. August 26th, back in 2014.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel that.
That's the way it goes,
I think a lot of August people feel
Yeah.
that, It's like it's the start of everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like but this year's going to be a little weird for me.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. I'm already
It's
kind of
gonna be
feeling
different.
it.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
I'm like,
Yeah.
man, because it was kind of weird. Like, whenever we were walking over here and we saw the whole volleyball team, basically, I was like, what on earth are they doing here? Like, I'm so confused. But then again, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be in the know anymore, so I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I'm not regretting it, by any
it
means.
is-
But
it
it's
is
just
a
kind of a
different-
little weird.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
huh.
It's different. It's different. Well, you can always scratch your itch here, though. And whenever you get the
Oh, yeah.
urge to be in sports, you can always call me up. We can always find something for you to do.
Yes.
Something.
I've got multiple things I can do.
Yep. Yep.
I will say this much: I don't think I can do golf. That's the one sport I think I'm definitely gonna have to nix. Not because I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
literally because I'm literally no good at it.
Yeah.
The extent of okay, I have to tell you, whenever we were in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
I actually beat my grandparents and Travis in putt-putt one time. Out of all 3 times that we played putt-putt
Really?
golf, I beat him once, and it was the last time.
Well, maybe that's the start of something.
I know,
then.
right?
Maybe you're breaking
It's
out.
the start of something.
You're breaking out, maybe. No. Yeah, you could be a rising star.
Yes.
We went miniature golfing
Yeah.
for Luke's birthday last week too, and
really?
that's what he wanted to do. We didn't really have a party. We just wanted to go. He wanted to go miniature golf, so we did that. And I finished in second out of 5 of us. So my wife actually beat me, but I beat Matthew, Luke, and Peyton. She had 2 holes in 1.
Nice.
She had 2 hole-in-ones, and she beat me by 2 strokes. If not for those weird, lucky, fluky hole-in-ones, I would have won our family miniature golf invitational.
I'm sure.
I would have won
would've.
it. I would have won. I never had a hole-in-one. Now, I had 2 several times, but never won. So I'm claiming that's why I lost. Because you know me, I don't like losing stuff
No,
like
I know
that.
you don't. So
So-
that's why I'm like, that's funny. Yeah, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
why you lost.
Yeah, it is. She'll tell you she had 2 hole-in-ones. She had 2 hole-in-ones, and that's
love it.
can't repeat it. But she
I
had 2.
love it. That's awesome.
She had 2, so she won. But my putting, what hurt me to start with, though, I fell behind. I could almost come back and won. But my putting was off the start.
Oh, really?
Like, I had a couple extra strokes that I should have putted in. It's like the first 2 or 3 holes that I didn't do. And
You know it's all putting, right?
and that, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, putts like 3 or 4 feet of 5 feet
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Not from the start of it. Like, we were trying to get around the rock or trying to get around,
yeah.
trying to get on
Should've been an
get over the
easy-
hump. Just like a regular putt.
Yeah.
And my putting skills are low. I got better, though. It come around, but
Hey, see, there you go.
not enough to overcome 2 hole-in-ones. So that's all it was. That's what
quite
it was.
enough.
That's what it was.
Oh, man.
So yeah, this season is starting soon. Can't believe it, but it's here. Speaking of games going on, the Summer Olympics is rolling along.
It is. It really
Yeah,
is.
there's been some positives and there's been some negatives from our Olympics team this year. Starting with basketball, as we talked about on Friday.
Yeah.
We actually wound up losing to France, which we
Are you serious?
83-76 in the first game on Sunday.
Is this men or women?
Men.
You know.
So that we lost to France and come back and beat Iran last night late.
Well, that's good. At least.
I watched half of it before I went to
Yeah,
bed.
we can't lose to them, you know.
120-61. Let's see. I believe it was 120-66 the final score.
That's not bad.
Then the women have won their game so far. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
The men just need to win one more, and maybe even don't even need that with their point differential, but to be in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
But then it's win or go home. It's single elimination. So
Yeah.
you lose again, you're out.
I think the women's 3-on-3 team, they just won
Women's
gold.
3-on-3 just won gold.
That's awesome.
Yes,
so
big
we
time.
went positive.
That's big time. First time that's been a sport. That's
Yeah.
fun.
I will say a huge upset was softball.
Oh, I know Japan. Japan won 2-0.
Which
In the
it
gold
was a
medal
really
game.
good game. And you know what? Japan has
Yeah.
always been probably our biggest competition in softball. I think.
Well, it was because the last time softball was an Olympic sport was in 2008.
Yeah.
And Japan upset us in the gold medal game that year, too. So now 2 straight years Japan's beat us.
Man,
Or 2 straight Olympics, Japan's beat us.
our softball team, Team USA. Come on, man. What's going on with Japan?
Yeah. We've lost
Okay,
them
but it
2
was a
times in a
really
row.
close game, and they ended up like coming out towards the middle / end
Yeah.
of the game. You know, I mean, it is what it is. They just have more hits than us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they were swinging way more than we
Yeah.
were. You know,
Yeah.
and that can make or break a team sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
huge upset with gymnastics too.
I was getting ready to say that was a runner-up finish to the Russian Olympic Committee, and that's
And what's sad is that like okay,
that
so last night.
wasn't. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, it was like last night I was at the gym and they had gymnastics on the TV, you know, and I literally like on our beam watched two Russian gymnasts on beam fall.
Yep.
And you know what? And our person, she didn't fall. She had some pretty good execution, I thought. However, I'm not an expert, so I don't know really. I'm not a judge. I can't tell you. But, I mean, one girl fell off, and she was literally like 1/10 of a point lower than our girl, who had no deductions at all.
There were some curious scores in
There
that.
really were, and I'm just like, what is going on
And gymnastics
here?
is such a tough sport because you're actually, like in basketball, whoever scores the most wins. And it's
Yeah.
easy to keep track of. And I know we watch in the Olympics and we keep track of it and it becomes just, normal procedure. But gymnastics, you're really relying on judges' scores.
Yeah.
I mean, you're relying on their eyes to judge, and it's so, the deduction and everything is so, it's kind of complicated the way they come up with the scores. And there was some eyebrow-raising scores that come
Yeah.
up. And that's not an excuse on why we lost. I don't know if but we lost by about 2 points. So
Which is not bad.
give or
and you
take,
know
I mean,
what?
it could
It's-
have, it definitely could have come down to some of the cards, no doubt, no doubt.
Well, and in all honesty, like us, I understand why she had to pull out, I get it, especially from someone who's had multiple injuries having to stop,
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But losing Simone Biles did not
That definitely
help.
hurt, no doubt.
I feel like that probably hurt the most.
Yeah,
But hey, I think still Team USA, they held their own. I think the finals were a little questionable, but I mean, hey, again, I don't know how exactly they score in gymnastics. I only just did gymnastics, not competitively, always just for fun,
yeah,
But so it's just interesting to see. Okay, why was that move difficult, but this one that's just slightly different wasn't
Yeah.
as difficult?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't really know. However, I was mainly a tumbler because one time I did fall off the balance beam and like completely like hurt my shoulder. Like one shoulder was higher than the other because I hit the balance beam,
Yeah.
falling off. Fun times. And see, that was the beginning of all my shoulder problems. I'm telling you. But either way, like it's a very tough sport. I'm proud of them, but it was kind of disheartening to not come out with the gold this Olympics, which is kind of rare for USA.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It is, especially in gymnastics. We're the heavy
Yeah.
favorite. Swimming is they've done what they're supposed to do for the most
Yes,
part. Katie
yeah.
Ledecky with a gold medal swim last night in the 1,500 meters. That swim is an endurance swim. I don't know if
Yeah,
you watched
it
it or not. I
is.
watched it, and it was over 10 minutes of a swim. And actually, we got
Yeah.
the silver medal, too. Sullivan come in and got the silver, so we got gold and silver in that.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So
I
she's
didn't,
done
like,
very well.
I didn't watch it, but I did read about it earlier today. When I had a break from work, I'll admit
Yeah.
that I was kind of looking for it. But yeah, swimming's doing very well. They're still not done yet, right? They still
No,
have
there's
a couple
more swimming tonight.
Yeah, I was like, I could have sworn there were more events.
Relay,
tonight.
I believe the men's 800 meters is tonight as well.
That's usually
So
when
Caleb
we're
Dressel
good at.
is, I believe, scheduled to swim tonight for a
Okay.
medal. He's our top swimmer. We won the 4x100 meters on Sunday night, and Caleb Dressel started the relay and had a big time, but it was really, really close. And then Zach Apple, who I never heard of coming into the Olympics. He wasn't one that they had talked a lot about. You hear about Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel, all that. Lily King on the women's side.
Yeah.
But he come in and swam the best turn of anyone on the
Really?
team to close out the win. He finished it
Wow.
out. I mean, emphatically. So remember that name, Zach Apple. Finished that name. I finished that run and won the gold with a really, really good
That's so awesome.
100 meters. It was awesome. It was awesome the way he turned, the way he swam. So that's the thing to keep in mind. He's a rookie, so I mean, he swam last night too, but I don't know how many more events he's scheduled to swim, but he definitely was good on that and helped bring home the gold.
I do know that indoor volleyball men have not been doing too great.
No, the women have though.
The women have so far.
They
They're
won
doing
Argentina.
Really good.
Went over. They swept Argentina. I
Yeah,
watched
they
that.
did. That was
Yeah.
really awesome to see.
Yeah.
I have been keeping tabs on that one. Haven't been able to physically watch it because I don't have cable, sadly.
Yeah.
But I have been trying to keep tabs on everything, as much as I can. But men's indoor volleyball has not been doing too great. Beach volleyball, it's a little questionable.
It's a mixed bag.
It really,
Now, I watched
really
Ross and
is.
Kleiman win their first match. And then I believe Dahlhauser and I forget his partner's name, but I believe they won as well when I watched.
Oh, I'm forgetting. his
And there was
name, too.
another American team. Their names are escaping me too on the women's side. I know Ross and Kleiman, but I don't. But they also won their first match I watched. Now, I don't know.
Yes, on the women's side, both teams are still doing really good. April and or Ross and her partner, they're scheduled to play on Friday, so I'm really excited about that. Tomorrow evening, because today the men's volleyball beach team. Oh, which one was it? One lost and one won. No one's scheduled for tomorrow, and then I do know for a fact that Ross and her partner are scheduled for Friday, so that's going to be super, super exciting to watch. And I want to say the men's teams are playing as well. Or was it? I can't remember exactly, but I do know that for the most part, everybody, if not at least two teams, are playing on Friday for sure. So that's going to be some fun stuff to watch. Ross and her partner are playing against the Netherlands, I think. In ED, is that the Netherlands?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
You
I'll
got
make
it. You're right.
sure.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Yep.
But I did see that they're playing them, and that's going to be a good game. So far, they are the favorite, but you never know.
Yep. Yep. Should be good. So another week of Olympics. We're going to second week. We'll have track and field stuff going on.
Yep, that's exciting. It's going to be fun.
So I like watching that as well. And again, men's basketball. Their next game is Saturday morning at 7:00 a.m. Central Time against the Czech Republic. And they may have clinched a spot in the quarterfinals already with their point differential, but that's not guaranteed. If they do win, then they're in the quarterfinals. So at least they're going to have a chance to play for gold, even though they've lost two exhibition games, lost the opening game to France. They still got a chance to bring home the gold if they can either win Saturday or just get on their point differential. But I just say go ahead and win Saturday just to make sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just to go in there with a little bit of momentum at least.
Yeah,
Because you don't want to lose the Czech Republic and France and then go and expect to win the gold there. You don't really want to have to do that. So, All right, so before we get into our random topic, NBA draft is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on ESPN, ABC, and NBA TV. The Detroit Pistons have the first pick. Are widely expected to take Oklahoma State guard Cade Cunningham with the first pick, even though there's talks that they could move out of that pick. They really like Jalen Green as well, the second-ranked prospect on most boards, along with Evan Mobley. The Oklahoma City Thunder had the sixth pick, not too long after that, for Thunder fans such as myself around here, which I know there's quite a bit. They also have the 16th and 18th pick in the first round. And in the second round, they had the 34th, 36th, and 55th pick. So 6 picks overall, but there's talks they could be trading up. They also like Evan Mobley, USC center. If they don't trade up, I believe they're going to take either UConn guard James Bouknight or possibly Jonathan Kuminga, a highly rated forward that played in the G League this past year for the Ignite, a place where Jalen Green also played. And a lot of the top high school prospects, if they don't go to college, are playing for the G League Ignite team. So those are 2 players to keep in mind if the Thunder don't trade up. So they got a lot of future picks. They could. So kind of keep an eye on that. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Definitely be following that. All right. Do we have a random topic today? I know we just did a podcast Friday, so I didn't know if we had a regular full random topic or devotion. I didn't know what you had planned. You didn't really have to since we're doing it, kind of quick.
Yeah.
Back to back because we had to take a little break with everything else going on in June. But if you have one, we can do it. No.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure today was supposed to be some sort of like holiday that's not like a national holiday, but anyways, did you know that July 25th was National Parents' Day?
Was it? On Luke's birthday, National Parents Day. How fitting.
I was like, what?
How fitting. Well, no.
National Parents' Day, and I didn't even know about it.
No.
Our birth month has no holidays.
Well, I mean, where would there be room? I mean, me and your birthday, that pretty well takes up all the space.
I know, right?
That sucks up all the oxygen in the month, so I don't know.
True.
There
Plus,
wouldn't
it's
be
my
room
great
for no one
grandmother's
else.
birthday. Me and her share the same birthday. My
Yeah.
mom's birthday's on there. My great
Yeah.
grandfather's birthday is in August. And my brother's birthday is in August. Like, there's a lot of August peoples. Not gonna lie. We've got a lot of August
Yeah.
birthdays. And I want to say my great aunt Yusha, too. Is in there, not gonna lie. I'm like, man, there's a lot of us. We got a lot of special days. Okay, what special day is today? Wednesday. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay, today's just a Wednesday. It's great. But yeah, so I was gonna look up that kind of stuff, but anyways, okay, so can we go? Okay, so for everybody that obviously cannot see us, which is literally everyone,
Yep.
they have no idea where we're at.
Yeah.
Right now.
No. We could be in the football press box again for all they know, but we're
For all
not.
they know, but we are not. Everybody, we are in the President's Dining Hall. We're moving
Yep.
up in the world. But you know what? I want to rename this place. The President's Dining Hall, I want to rename it. Because I see that we have all of the presidents of Fringe University here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty special. You
Mhm.
know, I think that's pretty great. So I think we should have a special name for this place. You want to know what I want to call it? The Hall of Presidents.
So basically, it's similar to what it is now.
Exactly.
But you already kind of
close.
changed it. You already kind of changed it because the official title is the President's Dining Room, the PDR.
Ooh.
I mean, it's literally abbreviated PDR. And Alan Eberwein, Alan was talking about using it for this. He calls it the PDR. So if Alan's listening, he's probably saying, "Morning,
Man.
it's President's Dining Room."
Okay, so instead of the President's Dining Room, then, I feel like we should call this the Hall of Presidents.
So is it
Room.
is it a playoff of like Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh, it's not. That's not where you got that at.
You know where I actually got this from? Disney's Hall of Presidents.
Well, I
That's
should have.
literally.
I should have known.
That's
Even though I've never
literally
heard
a
of. I don't know what
thing.
you're talking about, but I should have known it had something to do with Disney.
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it's like a walkthrough kind of like museum. I don't remember. I don't think it's a ride. I'm pretty positive it's just a walkthrough museum. But anyway, And it's literally a hall of presidents.
Yeah.
It's literally every single president of the United States, including, but not limited to, President Biden, Donald Trump, Obama,
Yeah.
but all the way down to George Washington.
Yeah.
You know, and all of them. John Adams.
And that's Disney?
That's Disney. Yeah. It's really, really fun. And it's actually one of my like favorite break places to go whenever you're walking around the world, because I want to say it's at Epcot. I could have sworn it was at Epcot, or it's in Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom. I can't fully remember anymore because I want to say it's moved places as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's cray-cray. I'm pretty positive, though, it's in the United States part of Epcot's World Showcase, which actually features quite a few countries. And I can actually name every single country. It's pretty awesome. I've been there way too many times. It's so much fun, though. I and now that I'm older, getting to walk around Epcot and the World Showcase, like, it hits differently than whenever you're like a little kid, because like I feel like at Epcot, like, you have to really be kind of like into science and learning about different things, because like I think of Epcot as like it's more of like a learning experience kind of in a way. Like, I mean, like they have like Mission Space there. They have the Soarin' ride, which you're flying around the world basically. They have the it's Living with the Land. It's like a little boat ride that takes you around and teaches you all about the earth and stuff like that. And there's like a lot of other stuff there too that's very sciencey and just space and figuring out all about the earth kind of, so I mean, and then to just walk around the different countries there, it hits differently, like you're not actually in that country, like you're not actually in France. Yeah, you're not actually in the United Kingdom, but you know what? But like it's so much fun.
You let your imagination though take over on it.
You really do. And in all honesty, the more I think because like I am such a history person and now I'm really hardcore getting into international stuff. I just think it's so cool to go to Epcot and just walk around the world. Like, I could probably spend all day at Epcot walking around the world and have zero problems at all. So, I mean, why did I even bring that up again? Oh, yeah, Hall of Presidents. So I want to rename this room the Hall of Presidents because at Disney...
play off of Disney. That makes some sense,
At Disney, they have the Hall of Presidents. And I think that we should have our own little spin-off of that, The Friends Hall of Presidents. Our friendly Hall of Presidents. What?
Now you're getting better and better.
Well,
yep,
right?
Yep.
Like, I think that would be so cool, so awesome. I'm sure President Carey, she might listen to this and be like, what on earth is she talking about? But you know what? It's fun. It's a good time, But I don't know. And then I'm almost like, are we missing a president or two? Like, I have no idea what's going on. I couldn't tell you. But, like, I like how the paintings over the years have kind of, like, gotten, like, semi-better, more, like, okay, took a picture, like, an actual photograph, versus, okay, we legit painted this. I know it's actually painted, but... like, it's like, look at the last two. Like, look at President Carey and, President Art, I think is TJ something? I don't know. And then you go to the guy right next to him, and it's like, okay, what do those last two do? I mean, like, hey, I want their artist,
Pretty good, yep.
It's pretty awesome. But you know what? I just think it would be so cool to name this place the Friendly Hall, President's Hall, or whatever. Friendly Hall of Presidents. The Friends Hall of Presidents.
Well, if anyone's out, whoever's out there listening, if they have the connections, maybe they can get on that if they like it.
I know, right? I think that would be
Maybe they get on that. And then when they actually rename it for the ceremony, we'll have to have you back down for the ceremony and maybe speak at it and
I would gladly speak at it.
Be the keynote speaker, the keynote address.
I would gladly be the keynote speaker because, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's not like it has a dumb reason for it,
It's Disney.
It's Disney.
We have a fancy dinner. pass out the invitations. Keynote speaker, Morgan Raspberry. There you go.
Yep. I'm going to tell you all why I even came up with this idea in the first place. Disney. One more.
Yep.
Disney. People will
Yeah.
look at me like, what the heck is going on here? But you know what? I think it would be so cool to name this place the Hall of Presidents. Like, come on. Where else can you say you have a Hall of Presidents?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, legit. It's a Hall of Presidents.
Friendly Hall of Presidents, Hall of Presidents and Friends or
And
something.
friends.
Yeah.
You know,
That's basically just president. So
I
that,
know, right?
Hall of Presidents may be the way to go with this.
I think so too, honestly. I like it. I like it. Okay, President Kerry, we're doing this. We gotta get this started. Yeah, that's all my randomness now.
That was very
I had
good
my
random though.
spiel of
In our
everything.
penultimate podcast of the summer, our next to last one, you really brought it with the randomness. So
I think I did too, in all honesty.
you're trying to
but
leave a legacy
definitely-
here, and that, you know,
Legacy, that's a big word, you know. I don't
Yeah.
know about a legacy, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
All right. So do we have a full blown devotion or
We actually do, because my mom actually sent me this one. And I got to listen to it because, like, I kind of fell a little bit behind on some of my devotional podcast, you know.
yeah?
I'm getting back into it,
Well,
you know,
hey, that's
because,
good.
like, you know, sometimes life does get in the way. I know that's not a great
Yeah.
excuse to the
Yeah.
big man upstairs, you know.
Yep,
But
yep.
I mean, like, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, you know. But my mom sent this one to me, and just because, like, I mean, it's kind of been like a little bit of a rough time for me, you know. Like, everything's changing, everything's moving around, you know, and you know, it just sometimes it can be hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
other times, hang on, where did it go? Hang on, I lost it. Sorry, that was a weird singing motion there, but anyways, so to know, bless you. I don't remember if I have done this one with you guys. I don't think I did.
Well, no matter.
It kind of does, you know, like, I feel like it matters. But, anyways, okay, so, my mom sent this one to me, and, it's just, this one hits a little differently, you know, like, in a good way, in a positive way. It's a very positive one, I feel like. So yeah, let's get into it. So once again, all of my podcast, all if not majority of my podcast. Wow, why I keep wanting to say that, I don't know. All if not majority of my devotions.
But you get it from the podcast. So
From my Big Life devotional podcast. That's where I get them from, you know, so give them credit where credit's due. But anyways, this one is called This Light is for You. So, 1 John 1:5. In him there is light. There is no darkness at all. God doesn't have a dark side. He's not trying to punish you or get back at you. He's not out to get you. He's not angry at you, nor is he ignoring you. Everything God does is for a purpose. Which is very true. Like, I mean, in him there is light. There is no darkness. Like, there's no darkness at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So, like, God... I just had, like, a Star Wars reference, and it's come to the dark side, you know? Like, no, like, that's not... We don't have Darth Vader over here as our father. You know? Like, come on, you know that was a good one.
That was good.
That was a good one. But, because he's not, there's no darkness inside of him. And even though, okay, sometimes there are challenges out there, and it feels like sometimes there is a punishment, but he's not angry with you. He's not out to get you. And he's not even like ignoring you. Like, he's not trying to punish you or get back at you. He's not ignoring you. Everything God does is for a purpose.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't get that answer right away. His purposes are good towards you. Because as a believer and follower of Christ, you have been completely covered by him and his sacrifice. When God sees you, he sees his son or his daughter. He sees a fully righteous, covered, paid for, priceless child whom he loves so, so much. He does. He truly does. And there are times in our lives where it can feel dark, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, there are times where we want to think that God is mad at us or he's punishing us for something that we have done. You know, but I'm not going to let y'all in on a little secret. That's not God. That is not God. That is the devil at work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Obviously,
right.
the devil sees something inside of you that you can't see. And he wants you to think that your Father, your Creator, the person who loves you so, so much is coming down on you. When he's not. If anything, he is maybe not answering at that moment
Mm-hmm.
for a reason, for a purpose. We are growing. People may have a dark side. Their motives and intentions may be for personal gain, and you may get used in the process. That does happen. Like, people get angry with each other and lash out in painful ways. People say they will be there, then they're nowhere to be found. All of this teaches us to be defensive and watch our backs. And maybe people have taught you no one can be trusted, but that's not God. I'm telling you, that's not God. That is the devil's work and process, because he sees something inside of you that you don't see yet. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if only we knew what the devil saw in us. If only we knew what God saw in us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the devil's sitting there saying, man, I am fearful of her or him because of what I know they're capable of doing. And God's sitting there saying, no, I am proud. I am proud of who they are and who they can become. You know? So the devil is going to keep tearing us down and making us feel worthless and lose that light that we are thinking we see in God. You know?
Mm-hmm.
The devil wants us to lose the light, you know, to come to the dark side, you know? Like,
Yep. No, that's
like,
good.
That's
That's the way it is. I mean,
literally.
if we
like,
could see us the way God sees us, it would change completely our perspective on everything with us. It really would.
Yeah. Like, we don't have to go through life, like, being on the defensive side with God, you know? Or of God. Defensive side of God, sorry. Like, where we're always, like, having these walls up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, and having all of these boundaries in which we're tiptoeing around. He is your Father. And let me tell you one thing for sure. He loves you. He doesn't want you to be afraid. He doesn't want you to be defensive with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, he doesn't want you to have your walls put up and he's on the opposite side of your walls. He wants to be he's that person that is going to tear down your walls.
Yep. Right.
You know,
That's
I mean,
good.
like, and one of my favorite songs, now I'm drawing a blank to it. Wow. Overwhelming, never reckless love. Thank you.
Reckless love of God. Yep. That's a good song. Yep.
Yes. like in there, it even talks about how like there's no shadow you will not like tear down. There's no wall you can't tear down. Like or wall you can't climb, something, whatever. I'm drawing a blank to the words for some strange and odd reason, but I know what I'm talking about, I promise. But there's no light you can't tear down, and just like coming after me, like your light is shining so bright that there's nothing, there's no darkness that can overcome it. Like he is, like you are his child, and he loves his child. You can literally bank on it. Like it even tells you, like there's so many places in the Bible that it tells you all of that, like, but sometimes it does, like, and I'm gonna go back a little bit negative, but like sometimes it is kind of hard to feel like you are being heard, like there's also another song from a movie that it talks about, like if there are 1 million people down on their knees praying to you, how do you know it's me? Like sometimes it can feel like he can't hear us, but you know what? He has heard you. He sees exactly what is going on in your world. He holds your world in the palm of his hands. He cares about you and the details of your life, and he is moving on your behalf. God hears you, and he is moving mountains for you right now. He is working. He is literally working to having us this beautiful and wonderful and blessed life. We may not see the manifestation of the mountains just quite yet, but he's moving them, and he's opening doors for us. He's opening the moments in which we need to go to.
We have to remember God's never silent.
No, he's not.
It may seem like he is because we don't, maybe not see it at the moment, but he's always working behind the scenes, lining up the right steps and opportunities, and it's always going to work out. He's always working.
Yes.
He's never totally silent.
He's not. And then even though some things just take time, but not for God, because God knows the process. He knows the time that is coming in. He knows when it's time.
Yeah.
So to us, it feels like it's just taking time, but no, with God, anything is possible, and it's possible today. Maybe it's taking time because although you think you're ready for that breakthrough and the big answers, but God knows you're not really ready. And sometimes you believe it takes time because where's the faith in plans all coming together exactly? Like, I'm not going to lie, I know there have been multiple times where my plans have not fully come together, but faith thrives is that last minute, down to the wire, facing the impossible with no other option but God kind of ground.
That's right. That's right.
That's only God ground.
I remember hearing, when you thinking about God's plan, a good way to look at it is like when you have binoculars and you see, if you're looking at the binoculars the right way, it zooms everything in. You can see it really good. You can see things that are actually far away really up close, like it brings it all on the view. But if you look at them the wrong way, it makes things far away seem even farther away.
Yep.
So with our human eyes, we're actually seeing the binoculars from a long ways away. But with God, God's seeing it right up close. To where that's how God, sees it. Like he sees everything in full view. So if you're looking at it the right way, you're seeing it through God's eyes, which is really, really up close. Like the full view of it.
God has not forsaken you. He sees you. He hears you, and he cares about you. There is no dark side to him. He is light, pure, bright, white light, and he brings that light into your life. He is moving on your behalf. He is working for you. You may not see it manifest today, but you can trust he is working. God is good to the core, and there's only light in him and from him. Refuse to wander around in darkness, fearful, stressed, or anxiety-ridden. Just put your finger up and say, nope, not today, Satan. You're not doing this. Thank you for your offer of darkness, but I'm going for the light. And I don't know about you, but I would rather go towards the light, than going into that darkness and wandering and sitting in the darkness. God's light is shining on you. It is for you. In his light, you will find your way. In his light, you will taste a fullness and beauty of life you may have never known before. But first, you must literally choose to step out of the darkness and into his light. There's no more hiding, no more running, no more pouting in that corner because somehow life isn't fair. No, that's the darkness. And there is no darkness in God. God is only light, and he wants to shine in your life today.
Yep, that's correct. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Good as always.
You sound so enthusiastic about it.
No, just intense and focused. Maybe that's a better word for it. But no, very good. Very good.
It's
good thoughts.
Yeah. It's one that definitely makes you think. You always know it, but at the same time, it's man.
Yeah. It hits home. That's for sure. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was part 4 of our summer podcast. We're going to have part 5 here coming up very, very soon with our men's basketball head coach, Austin McBeth. He will join us, and then it will be done for the summer, but then we'll be back in the fall. So, again, be on the lookout for that. Bryan Perez, we appreciate him joining us today. And let's see, I think we covered everything we need to cover. So
I think so. I'm not sure.
Random topic was great.
Oh, thank you.
Devotion was great, as always. So I guess it's time to pray. I know it's your turn to pray because I prayed last week. So I remember that now. Remember that. So go ahead.
We're on a roll now.
We're on a roll. We got it
figured out now.
We're on track. Yeah.
It took us almost a whole semester and a couple months to figure out.
Yep. Better late than never.
I know, right?
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and pray us out.
Dear God, thank you for always shining your light on us, and I ask that you continue to shine your light on each and every single one of us, and just those who are hiding in the darkness right now, I hope that they can soon come to your light and find the joy and the happiness that you just constantly bring into our lives and all the blessings that you give to us. I ask that you continue to watch over us and just to keep blessing each and every single one of us in our day-to-day lives. And thank you for everything that Mr. Levi does here at Friends University and just in general. He's pretty awesome, I think, But, and then I pray that you just watch over all the athletes as they're traveling to Kansas or to wherever they are in the world, please keep your hands on them as they are coming here to Friends, and I hope and pray that they have a great and amazing experience here as well, because that's always a great thing, and that they can grow in not only their education and academics, but also grow as a child of God in with you. So in your name I pray, amen.
Amen. Okay, thank you, Morgan. All right, that's going to do it for us for today. We'll be back very soon for part 5 of our summer podcast series. So be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned. We'll post all the details when we have it. And so have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you again soon.